Hey friends, welcome. It is Wednesday, April 9th, and I am standing here in my kitchen regretting that I did not get a single bit of meal prepping done this weekend. I worked too much Friday. I was totally productive for 10 hours on Saturday, and Sunday I goofed off as fast as I could. So now here I am, starving with nothing to eat except for, snacky stuff. And I did a lot of that on the weekend, needless to say. So I am either facing eating another round of snacky stuff, or I need to throw together something fast out of my fridge and freezer. And I know we all end up in this situation from time to time. So I thought I'd just share with you what I'm going to do, maybe give you a few ideas for what you can have on hand down the road when you want to throw something together. If you've got anything like this on hand, you can have dinner together in 15 minutes. At least that's my plan. I'm going to time myself. And two-prong approach here. I know I have veggies in that produce drawer that are real close to maybe getting thrown out. And that would just break my heart. So I am going to start with the veggie bin, grab a protein or two, throw things in the air fryer, possibly the oven, but that would be a little slow, and see what I can come up with. I'm hoping for 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. So let's spin around and see what I can get. 6:30, and I'm setting the timer for 20 minutes because I want to be eating by 7. First things first, let's open this darn fridge. Broccoli, I'm gonna grab that. I put the salmon in the fridge, planning to make it. Didn't get it done. Maybe a little bread and butter. But let's open this veggie drawer and see what I have in here. Oh yeah. This cucumber's been in here at least 10 days. It still feels usable though. Oh boy. Friday morning I dashed into Sprouts, but the only thing I got lucky on were these Brussels sprouts. They still look usable. I have 2 bags. I'm just going to go ahead and cook all those up on a sheet pan. Now those are going to take longer than 15 minutes, but that's okay. I don't have to eat those tonight. I'm just meal prepping them so I don't waste them. Well, these peppers look okay for now. This red onion that I cut off just a little bit to make my tuna salad, I think he's still fine. I don't need him tonight. Let's head out to my pantry / laundry room and see if I have some pre-made rice. Yes, I do. Praise the Lord. This stuff is a lifesaver. Let's see when it expired. December of 24. Well, let's hope it's not moldy. We'll have to do a sniff taste check. And, that cooks in 90 seconds. So we'll worry about him last. Let me just grab a sheet pan and throw things on it. I had to grab my air fryer and a lemon off the pantry cart there. And now I'm going to chop open this salmon. This will cook in 15 minutes at 400 in my air fryer. Just about perfectly. Just so you know, that's how thick it is. My trick with salmon on the fly is definitely the air fryer. And this salmon's already pre-marinated from Aldi. If you haven't tried that, I highly recommend the Mediterranean seasoned salmon. I squeeze a whole lemon on there. I'm going to put a chunk of butter on top, about a tablespoon. Let me take you closer up so you can see what I did. Maybe 18. We'll see. I got a pan for Brussels. Throw these Brussels sprouts on here. We're going to turn these upside down. You know how this goes if you've made Brussels before. Okay, I'm back with the oil, the onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, We are 15 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Lots of garlic powder. Lots of onion powder. Right, she's going in the oven. That's a meal prep for tomorrow night. For tonight's veggie, I'm having broccoli, so let's work on that. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like the stem, so I like to include most of that. I just cut off the bottom where it's not fresh. I'm going to cook as much as will fit in that little container, probably about that much more. And then hopefully I can get a pasta salad made this weekend if I don't slack on my meal prepping again. We are having our last week of slightly cool weather for South Florida. I'm sure, for sure, it will be our last week. And we're just lucky we're getting this one. So my whole house is opened up. I'm sorry if you can hear the street noise and the birds and whatnot. Okay, the way I do my broccoli is I just put a little water on it. I'm going to drain that off to where it's just a few droplets left on there. More garlic, salt and pepper, and another chunk of butter. Now, I know some people like to boil their broccoli, but that causes all the nutrients to leach out. So I prefer to steam it in the microwave. This size container, about 3.5 minutes is perfect, but I'm going to wait a few minutes to start it because the salmon needs another 12. Now let's see how much time we have left. A little more than 10 minutes. I'm going to put this rice in this pan, even though I'm sure you could heat it up in the bag. You know, I just don't like to do that. I don't do anything cook in a bag because I just think that you're giving yourself chemicals you don't need. A little tiny bit of butter. I know you're like, what's with all the butter? But hey, life is better. And this will be 2 or 3 servings for me. And I am going to squeeze a little lime on that. Come with me. I need to make some lemon bars this weekend, but that is not happening tonight. Start with this bag that needs to be used up. I also need to make some squash this weekend. Squeeze some lime on here. Okay, so that'll go in the microwave after the broccoli. That took 12 minutes. I have a glass in here chilling because now I'll feel special. Got 7 minutes left, so let's get to the important part of the evening. Maybe just a little more because there's a lot of ice in there. So the salmon has 6 minutes to go. I'm going to go ahead and start the broccoli in the microwave because it can sit with the lid on it and it'll stay plenty warm. And now this glass of wine, you and I are going out on the patio for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and we're going to enjoy ourselves because it is so nice out here, you guys. So while we're sitting here enjoying my glass of wine, let's talk just for a minute, hypothetically, about a couple of things that you could keep in the freezer that you could feed yourself, your family on the fly. I know most of you probably have these in your freezer already. Chicken strips, chicken nuggets, pre-cooked chicken, like I buy the Springer Mountain Farms. That would be terrific to throw in a pasta. Bring it to a boil. 15 minutes later, you've got dinner. If you've got a pre-jarred pasta sauce and some chicken or some frozen meatballs, you can cook those in the air fryer as well. If you have frozen veggies, you know, you can always throw those in the microwave too if you don't have any fresh on hand. And if you don't have any yummy bread on hand, maybe you've got some hot dog buns or hamburger buns that you can turn into garlic toast. You can pretty much bang all of that out in 15 minutes. So if you do happen to have a loaf of French bread or some frozen garlic toast on hand, Those make terrific pizzas on the fly if you have a jar of marinara and some cheese. That's another quick meal to put together. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite throw it together in a hurry meal is, assuming you can just pull it out of the fridge or the freezer or the pantry and not stop at a store to get the ingredients, something you might have on hand on the regular. I'd love to hear what you all do for nights like this. So this is my Bits and Bites bin. Now, if I had not had those packages of pre-cooked rice, I do have a couple of protein rice packages that I put in here, leftovers from a couple of weeks ago. That would have come together very quickly. Oh, good. There's my bacon. And it's peppered bacon, which is perfect. So I'm going to chop that up really quick and toss it on the Brussels sprouts. So I've got this bacon chopped up. Let's throw it on this pan of Brussels sprouts. Woo. I'll mix it all up later. Now I just have to throw this rice in here for a minute. 90 seconds to be exact. My salmon's done. My broccoli's done. It is 6:56. Time's up. So here's what the salmon looks like after cooking for 18 minutes. Perfectly done. Well, I'm not sure if I can get my salmon out of here one-handed, but I'll give it my best shot. Perfectly cooked, in my opinion. Perfect. And the rest, I'm going to put in this little container, let that cool off. I'm going to give myself some of this rice. She suctions shut. Oh, we'll see how hard this is to get off. I'm going to have to put the camera down. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Oh boy, I tell you what, I love veggies. If you guys haven't figured that out by now. If you saw earlier videos, I managed to grow several heads of broccoli this year for the very first time. Now, all the gardening experts say it's too late in the season to start broccoli, but I'm really tempted to try it because I miss growing it. I'd say that's the most fun I've had growing anything. Maybe it's because I love broccoli, but it's also really fun to watch it grow. So that's my dinner. Let's call it ready in 20 minutes, including filming. And here are my meal preps for the next 2 nights. That's plenty. So 3 nights of dinner for 20 minutes worth of work. Plus I've got my Brussels sprouts. Here's my gorgeous Brussels. I'm definitely going to take a couple of these on my plate as well, because you can never have too many veggies, right? All right, so I have dinner prepared, and you know I'm heading back out on the patio. Dinner al fresco. Perfect night for it. Thank you all for coming along with me on throwing my dinner together in a hurry. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope maybe you got a little inspo for staying out of the restaurants and the drive-thrus. See what you have in your fridge, your freezer, and your pantry. I'll see y'all in the next video.